Hey y'all, Real Housewives of I was gonna say Potomac, Atlanta. Let's just hope that this thing goes through because I'm irritated because I did this video before, but it did not save. It said I'm running out of storage, so I've deleted some stuff off my phone. So hopefully it works now, and I'm just gonna upload this straight to YouTube and not use my editing thing that I do for my videos. Anyway, Real Housewives of Atlanta. The outfits, the dresses, it was a chop, honestly. That color was not a color that looks good on everybody. And it just wasn't, it wasn't what it was. I thought that Drew, no, wrong color. The makeup was real heavy. The hair was a chop. It was just a lot happening. I don't know where Drew was going, to be honest. It was just too much happening. It just gave, I don't know, just Dancing with the Stars, slash Drag Race, slash, I don't know. It was the fool. Kelly is just too little to wear a lot of the outfits that she wears. She's too tiny, all these ruffles and feathers and bows and everything just swallows her ass up. Now I know when I did my ranking of the dresses, I said that Shamia was in the middle. But looking at Shamia's dress, Shamia was actually one of the best dressed, for sure. So, my ranking on the worst dress to the best, worst was Phaedra, ridiculous. Then it was Drew. Fifth place was Kelly, for me. And then after that, it's gonna have to be Cynthia. And then after that, it's gonna have to be Angela. Number 2 was Portia, best dressed. No, sorry. Let me start from the top to the bottom. Best dressed overall, everybody. Just best look head to toe. I'm gonna say Portia. Then after Portia, it was Shamia. After Shamia, I'm gonna say Angela. After Angela, Cynthia. Then Kelly, then Drew, then Phaedra. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, getting straight into the reunion. Simon is, Ice got him. Ice got Simon. We praying for Simon. A lot of people said that Portia called Ice and she, dispelled those rumors, and she, was just like, why would I do that? Blah, 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 whoop the whoop. We don't care. It was this whole thing about Shamia and how Shamia allegedly set Simon and Portia up, but we watched that lady, as I've said many before. Portia went over Fallon house. She swam in that lady pool. She drunk that lady liquor. She used that lady bathroom, and she took that lady husband. Regardless of if that's actually how it went in reality or not, I don't care, because that's what we saw on television, and so that's all we can do is report on what we see. However it's edited is how it's edited. Blame the producers. That's not our fault. How when we give our opinions on what we see on camera, that's how them people edited that thing. So blame them, but you're not, because you enjoy getting your check, right? So move on. So that's what happened. It wasn't clarified back then, I don't think, if Shamia hooked them up, but she said they put each other. He hit her. I think Portia hit him up in the DMs or something and asked him, was he okay? Even though Fallon is the one that's your homegirl, right? Because we saw pictures of Fallon, Shamia, and Portia hanging out. Fallon was your homegirl, but you checking on Fallon's husband, making sure he okay, he good. I guess it's sisterhood, right? It's girl code, right? So that's what we saw, what happened, and whatever, right? We haven't gotten into Shamia versus Portia yet. That's coming on as the reunion progresses. This is just part 1. Brit Edie was a no-show. She left an Instagram post, and I am the Brit Edie. Whoop to whoop, hear me roar. Like I said before, I was on Brit Edie's side these last couple of episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just wish she would have stuck it out. I know it's quite difficult. I can imagine when everybody's against you. But I wish she would have just stuck it out and said her piece. And I'm pretty sure that she will be back the next season. Because I would love to see a Brit Edie versus Kinga showdown, but it looks like we're not going to be able to see that. Brit Edie was suing Bravo. We don't know if she dropped the lawsuit. We don't know what they arranged behind the scenes. I'm sure she got something as to why she's leaving the show. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Y'all gonna miss Brit Edie? Let's see. What else is going on? They got on Kelly a little bit in Kelly's little segment. Kelly apparently owed back rent, and she said that she, was locked up in lawyer fees and all those things because her husband is crazy. He kept going back and forth to court because he's, allegedly a psycho, and she had to keep going back and forth to court, keep paying people to whoop. She also pays for the bodyguard. She also pays for the dog to get massages and get her hair colored. And she buys Louis Gucci Prada bags for her daughters and all the things. And she says she feels like all those things are expenses that's needed. So who am I to count somebody's pockets? She got way more money than I do. But it would be nice for you to pay your bills before all that. But hey, who am I, right? So what else is going on? Porsha and Kelly, they kind of had a moment where they could, relate to each other, but Kelly did not want to relate to Porsha at all. Kelly's team Shamia all day, and Shamia and Portia's now feuding. And Kelly said Porsha compared their relationships, their marriages are falling apart. And Kelly said, well, I was married for 11 years. You was married for 11 months. It's different. I can agree with that, but it's also a nasty thing to say. It was just unnecessary to say, Kelly. And you don't get no winning points just because you was married for years. And seeing how evil and mean your husband is. So it just really looked like that you put up with more ish longer than Porsha did, apparently. Because you mean to tell, you act like he was a good husband. You mean to tell me you put up with this man for 11 years, girl? All this mess, and had 3 kids, mom. Like, you invested way more than Porsha did, but the outcome is pretty much the same, really. You ain't getting nothing out of the relationship. And Porsha didn't either. But the house that she could finally live in, I guess, but I wouldn't even want to live there. Simon purchased that house before Porsha, but because of how their prenup was set up, she was able to, have that house at least in the marriage. Child, I would sell that thing so quick. Child, boom. I don't want no memories of you at all. So, but I don't know what Porsha gonna do. Porsha and Drew, they had their little segment. They kind of got into it. And Drew was giving it to Porsha as she should have. I mean, Porsha was real nasty to Drew. You are a low down, dirty individual. Y'all remember that? She was giving it to Drew. There was somebody who tweeted and said that I really enjoy your relationship with Simon. And not with Simon, with Dennis. And then Porsha was like, that's why I was so protective over our union and how much progress we've made, and whoop to whoop. I'm like, girl, shut up. And Drew said she tried to talk to Porsha. She tried to tell Porsha what was happening between her and Dennis. Porsha never answered her phone calls. She didn't want to deal with it because that would not have fit her storyline if it was an honest, real conversation. Porsha, this is not Porsha's best season for multiple reasons, but for the main reason is because she did not get to talk about her actual life. She did not get to film in her home because of Simon, which is another reason why I don't know why she wanted to keep the house. Because of Simon, she couldn't live in her reality because he had her, she couldn't say nothing. She couldn't do nothing legally. So, and all she had was this whole Drew thing and Simon thing, Drew and Dennis thing. So she wouldn't have nothing else to talk about. But, as the season progressed, Shamia started to fall out. So that's another storyline that was created. But yeah, at the beginning, child, it was a mess. I always felt like Porsha should have sat the season out until she legally got everything together and then came back full blown next season. Because, child, it was just not a good season for Portia. I think she's starting to win some people back now, though. Let me see. Portia got up and hugged Drew, which is interesting. I said, okay, Portia, girl. Change the narrative, girl. Do your thing. Peach juice. Yes. It was cute. Let me see. What else was going on? The final thing was just Angela. They got on Angela. Angela brought up receipts from Marcus, the guy who, claimed that Charles was cheating on Angela and all that. He apparently, his aunt went to school, was classmates with Phaedra's oldest brother. What Phaedra tell Nene, you're older than my oldest brother. And so that's his link of saying that he knows Phaedra and he knows the family and his family knows Phaedra's family in Athens. Everybody knows each other and whoop to whoop and blah, blah, blah. But it's still not saying exactly how Phaedra and why Phaedra would do this. And bring Marcus into trying to destroy Angela and Charles's marriage. As much as I like Angela, I just don't think anybody would care that much. And Charles is an athlete. Of course, it's easy access. There's women everywhere when you're in those kind of spaces. And when you have that kind of wealth and stuff. And it's just like, I'm sure Angela has dealt with all kind of infidelity stuff from Charles. And she's cool with it. So why is it an issue now? And what can Phaedra destroy? Child, y'all are solid as a rock, as you say, Angela. So it don't matter what Phaedra or any other ladies or anybody else on the internet got to say. Do it. You ain't leaving, and Charles ain't leaving either. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to come of it, but it's just interesting. She had receipts, but they didn't mean anything. Phaedra has 2 brothers, and then she has a sister, too. It's 4 of them. So it's just like, okay, so you know somebody who went to school with my sibling. Girl, Ed. I see people I went to high school with from time to time at the grocery store. Hey, y'all. Elementary, too. Hey, God. Anyway, with this said, I'm Mrchalaki. Mrchalaki on Google+. Follow me at It's Kingsville on Instagram and Twitter, at It's Kingsville89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mrchalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok, and as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.